Cameron and Pierce. Since I'm on vacation with my wife next week, it's time to briefly return to the general status of the hobby. As promised, I was able to make a little more progress again. The 3rd Regiment of Pikes was completed for the Swedes at Pike and Shot. From the flag, it's the Red Regiment. Since I used the color red dominantly on the Imperial soldiers, I went a little more towards orange. I also used this color for the Finnish riders, which adds to the army's cohesion. After the pikes, I dedicated myself to my son's ships for victory at sea. At first, 2 American and Japanese destroyers each. When that worked quite well, and I was a little more confident about the colors used, I chose an aircraft carrier, the Yorktown, and a heavier cruiser, the Furutaka, to paint next. I painted the base of all the ships with contrast paints. As a base, I started with Thalassa Blue, which was then dry brushed with Kalga Blue and Fenrisian Grey. Then a final highlight with Ultron Grey at the highest points followed, and to define the water movements, so waves and displaced water. Finally, I used fume effects from Vallejo to emphasize the bow wave, foam through the propellers and similar things. In terms of color scheme, I used medium sea gray for the Japanese ships, with brown sand as wood color for the deck. I also used brown sand and flat earth for the pikes at Pike and Shot. From the pictures, it was pretty close to what I wanted for the Japanese warships. For the American ships, I used more blue-gray and medium dark gray, all colors from the old GW color palette. Here I got my inspiration from an old Matchbox kit of a Fletcher destroyer that I saw in my childhood. I still had the image in my head. The picture was quickly found online. I just left out the camouflage pattern because it doesn't really matter visually given the size. I'm not entirely happy with the freehand painting of the deck for the aircraft carrier. This will be even more difficult with the Japanese carrier. Their decks are even more strikingly designed. I also started the first batch of planes for Blood Red Skies. 3 American and Japanese fighters found their way on my workbench. As announced, I roughly followed the video for Miniature Realms. The weathering is still pending, but that will be the most interesting part for me. I haven't worked with oils before, but you have to try something new. By the next video they will probably be finished, hopefully even a few more. Still on the waiting list is a Russian Jeep as well as a white car, both built and primed for painting. A Japanese aircraft carrier and an American cruiser are also waiting to balance the inventory somewhat. With the ships and aircrafts, entrances from Christmas 2023 will finally be painted. So it's a good step forward to reduce a pile of shame. Also, in the case of the ships, it's more like my son's pile. But that's good for the family. And the next Christmas wish list. My son and I already had our game for the month of November. This minimum requirement is met. We played Blitzkrieg Commander. A Russian contingent tried to take a road intersection that had to be secured by Hungarian troops. The Russians, led by my son, dominated the game, but their losses were too high to take the intersection. Still, they held most of the playing area. We agreed on a draw. I hope you all make as much progress with your painting as you hoped for. Till then, and take care.